All right, now we're going to find our first part that we're going to download from Thingiverse and slice to get ready for the 3D printer. So we're going to go ahead and go to our first project in the 3D printing project. We're going to click on this link because we are going to play around with this model. So we're going to go ahead and download it from Thingiverse, and we're going to prepare it to slice in the slicer. So when it comes in from Thingiverse, it comes in as a zipped file, so we have to extract it in order to be able to fit into our Prusa slicer. So this is how it comes. We're just going to extract it. I'm just going to extract it in the downloads folder. Get back to my downloads folder. It's right here. So this is the zipped file. So that's the compressed version. This is the uncompressed version that we just did. Files. This is where it is. I'm going to open my Prusa slicer that is ready configured for my i3. I'm going to hit Control I for importing. If you don't like shortcuts, you can go to File, Import. We're just going to import an STL or an MF, or I believe these are all STLs. And we're just going to pick the first one, the Fluid Dock STL. And this is how it comes in. We can manipulate it with all sorts of different ways. We can move it in all of the directions. We can scale it, make it bigger or smaller. Control Z will go back to original size. We can move it. It will always go back to touching at some point. We can move it that way. And if we want, we can say, hey, I want it oriented this way, or this way, or this way, or this way. Okay. And then once you have it the way you want, so let's say that's how I want to print it, I simply just go to Slice Now. Now, as you can see, we have some issues with some support. So if I wanted to add supports, I go back to here. This is my model view. This is my sliced view. Sliced view only appears after I've sliced it. I go to my model view. I'm going to go ahead and come here. I want supports to the build plate only. Slice Now. And you will see that we have supports only supporting the model to the build plate. But as you can see, we're going to have some issues here where we have some overhang. So I could go back here to everywhere, reslice, and you'll see supports everywhere. Now those are supports you will have to take off at the end of this. But there is another way to orient this. We're going to go ahead and orient it on the side. That way when we slice, let's go ahead and move that a little bit smoother. So we're going to go ahead and orient it. We're going to have support everywhere. And you notice that when we now slice it, there are no supports, even though we've selected everywhere, because nowhere needs supports. So now this is ready to go. We're going to go and do an export G code. We're going to export this to our flash drive. Here it's just in my documents. And I'm just going to export it there. And now I would take it, it's finished, pull out my SD card, take it over to the printer, and print it.